Hi, how are you doing tonight? Good, you're alive. I can see you, so I had to ask. Before it started, I was nervous as hell, and I prepared a little aid for me. My girlfriend told me that I should show you to this. This is absolutely useless, so I tried it in a different way. Thank you for the speakers which stood here before me. Because we have a lot of common, and I would like to share what it is. Thank you for the first two speakers. I think we could found a community of queer people with a weird experience with Matrika. I was also applying for a new birth certificate for my youngest son, and it was weird because he had a birth certificate with father and my dead name on that, which is not something I would like to have. So I applied for a new one. After I was legally a woman with a woman's sex and new name, which I liked, I chose. And they gave me a birthday certificate which was almost the same. Father, my dead name, excellent, with a note just in the end of the birth certificate where they say that I was in transition and I have a new name and a new, that number after my date of birth. It was absolutely excellent. I cried in that office and back then just to deliver something meaningful for me. So that's nice. It was not nice that time, but it's nice to share in a story in my speech. And I also heard something about South Moravian village or small city. That's great. Yeah, I come from Brno, but yeah. I lived for 20 years in a small city in South Moravia. It was a Catholic city. And my coming out was during the time I lived there, which was excellent. I was also a counselor, so everybody knew me. So you can imagine that surprise of people. The next day I sent a message to my friends and to my boss. And the next day everybody knew that. So it was really, really weird. So finally I left for Prague, so I live in Prague right now. In the light? Okay, sorry. I'm sorry, that's my professional... Thank you for that. Yeah, because I served as a professor and research all my life. So this is something that when I need to share something, I start walking around. That's terrific. And in the last speech, I heard something about to be a trans girl on the wrong place. I think it was something like that. Yes, I imagine that was before my coming out. I went for international congress, scientific congress to Singapore with a big suitcase. Half of was full of male suits and so on. And the second one was female stuff. And one night in the 5-star hotel with that big infinity pool in the top, I spent 2 hours with... I spent 2 hours by cross-dressing, and then I walked to the night street, and it was very, very nice time in my life. However, it was not so safe. Singapore is not really queer-friendly, but I did it, so... that's, I think, we have in common. I'm sorry I started with something completely different I wanted to share with you. The reason is that I prepared to talk about the dark side of coming out at the workplace, which happened in my case. Well, I will share something even it's not so funny. I like symbols, and the lab coat you can see, it's a symbol of safety. It protects you against chemicals in genetic lab and biological lab I worked in. And yeah, I worked at the university. I was a leader of young scientists. I was head of the institute, professor, giving lectures, and so on. And I thought after more than 30 years of working experience and career, no, you are not the oldest I am, okay, here. You mentioned it before that. After so long time spent on different universities, I felt like I am, safe. Like having so much experience behind me. I delivered results, publications, a lot of lectures for students. I, rebuilt the institute because I was head for 13 years. So I thought I'm protected, and I was not, obviously. But I found out 2 years later. It took me so long time after my coming out that it's maybe not the right place to be as a trans girl. Yeah, but it started. Oh, I'm talking too much. Sorry for that. It started just. It was typical. It was during my work. I was giving a lecture at university abroad, and that time I realized who I am. That I am a woman. Quite too late, let's say. I was 54 at that time. But at that moment, I knew it very, very deeply. So I was doing all my best to prepare to live like a woman. That was everything I wanted. Well, quite a difficult after 54 years. I had a wife, 4 kids, good job, leadership at the university. But I had to do it. But if you do it, the coming out, that's like this. Everybody watching you, staring at you. Oh, this was crazy. Because after a long career, you know a lot of people, like thousands of students, hundreds of colleagues in Czech Republic and around the world. My name was everywhere because I also served like a vice dean for foreign affairs, so I had to travel around the world. I was in 35 countries, and so I was interested in how it can end, and I did it. It took me 5 days, from Monday to Friday to came out. I had to tell this to my assistant, to my closest collaborators, to my boss, to my boss's boss, to rectors of universities. And it was difficult. But you know what? No apocalypse happened. That was great. Yeah, I was scared to death. Before the coming out, I sent a lot of answers to ads to companies and universities searching for a new job, for sure, because I didn't know what can happen. So nothing bad happened, but the dark days, they happened later, quietly and gradually. Yeah, I felt like this. I was lonely at that time. You know what? The people were not taking care of me. Okay, I didn't ask for help. Yeah, I know. My bad. But when you start to feel lonely and useless is not good. So what happened was that, for example, I was stopped to assign tasks. Oh, before that, I lost my position of head of the institute. Okay. Enough after so long time, maybe it was the time. But then I was told by my boss, well, do whatever you want to do without any tasks. And that time you start to be really, really alone and not wanted at your workplace. And that's maybe one of the reasons why now I work in Prague, because Prague for me is, let's say, more comfortable than Brno, when it was my previous employer, or even the small city, the Catholic one. Yeah, and there I experienced thousands of small things which you can tell that that's nothing. Like my dead name was spread everywhere, like in all the archives around the world, all the documents I signed, PDFs which never disappear, and so on and so on. And it is exhausting if you see your dead name every day and everywhere. That's exhausting. Like phone calls, that was another thing. Yeah, when people called me to my office, yeah, I know my voice is quite lower than in cisgender woman. And my surname remained the same. I didn't change it because of, well, the story about my career. However, the people knew me, knew what happened, that I passed through coming out and I have a new name, but still they, well, with a muscle memory, they used my old name and masculine form. And if they don't use masculine form, they, well, it was like a detour in language. They were looking for a way how not to say any pronoun. That's extremely weird. Yeah, it wasn't very happy and funny story. So I can tell you at least one thing which I experienced, and it helped me a lot at my workplace. I don't talk about my girlfriend I found in Prague. And that thing was that there was a single person at the university who supported me. Yeah, a single, but at least one. She came to me. She told me that, yeah, I keep fingers crossed for you, and if you need help, please come to me. I will help you. And sorry. I was lucky because this young lady was head of HR at the university, and it helped me a lot. I'm sorry, I can't speak anymore. Thank you very much.